Hello, good day viewers. In our previous lesson, we have talked about fractions, right? And we have seen the different types of fractions, the improper, the proper, and the mixed number. So in this tutorial, we are going to learn how to convert decimal numbers into fractions. But remember, I told you we have three different types of decimal numbers. We have the terminating decimal numbers. We have the non-terminating decimal numbers, but they are categorized into two. We have those that are non-terminating and also non-recurring. And we have those that are non-terminating but recurring decimals. You should know that you cannot convert non-terminating, non-recurring decimal numbers into fractions. There is no way you can do that. Therefore, we are only going to concentrate on these two, the non-terminating decimals that are recurring and also the terminating decimals. But we are going to separate the two tutorials. In today's tutorial, we're only going to learn how to convert terminating decimals into fractions. And we have some examples here. We have 5 of them. Let's start with the first one. We have 0.3, which is a decimal number, 0.3. We want to convert it into a fraction. One thing you should know is that any number can be divided by 1 and it will remain the same. So let us divide this number by 1. 0.3 divided by 1. 0.3 has one decimal place and it terminates immediately, right? So how can we take this point to the end? By multiplying that number by 10. Once you multiply 0.3 by 10, it is going to become 3. But for equivalency, whatever you do to the top number, you have to do it to the bottom number. So we are going to multiply the top and the bottom by 10. So we multiply the top by 10, we multiply the bottom by 10. Look at it, 10 divided by 10 is 1. So it's like multiplying the whole of this by 1, which will not change anything, right? So 0.3 times 10 is equal to 3. And 1 times 10 is equal to 10. Therefore, 0.3 is the same thing as 3 divided by 10. So the simplest way to do that, you can always take that number without decimal and you divide it by 1 with multiples of 0. It depends on the number of decimal in that number. For instance, this one has 2 decimal places. So you can just take this number 125 without decimal, but divide by 1 with how many zeros? 1, 2. So we divide it by 100. Once you do that, this number is now a fraction. But if the number can be reduced, if the fraction can be reduced to the lowest term, always do it. Any number that ends with 5 can be divided by 5, and any number that ends with 0 can also be divided by 5. So let us divide the top and the bottom number by 5. And if you don't want to use your calculator, you can follow the numbers from the first to the end. How many times can 5 go into 1? It's not possible. Then you join it to the second digit. It becomes 12. How many times can 5 go into 12? I think only 2 times. 2 times, but with a remainder of 2. Because it can go into 10, but this is 12, so we have a remainder of 2. Take that 2 to the next number, 5, to become 25. And 5 can go into 25 5 times, so we have 25. 125 divided by 5 is 25. Divide this by 100. 10 divided by 5 is 2, right? 0 divided by 5 is 0. Oh, this is 25 divided by 20. We can also divide it by 5 because this is 5, this is 0, right? 5 into 25 is 5. 5 into 20 is 4. This implies that 1.25 is the same thing as 5 divided by 4. You can use your calculator to confirm. Subsequently, we are going to learn how to convert fractions back to decimals. Let's move to the other one. This is the same thing as 253 without decimal, but you should divide it by what? 10, because you need to multiply this number by 10 to take this point to the end. So you just divide this by 10. And there's no any number in common that can divide numerator and denominator, so you leave it like that. Coming here, this number has how many decimal places? 3. Let me take it a little bit to the top. 2.576. So this is the same thing as writing the number 2576. You divide by 1000, right? 1000. all these numbers are even numbers. We are coming to even numbers. You can divide even numbers by 2, right? This is the same thing. 2 can go into 2 one time. 2 can go into 5 2 times with a remainder of 1. Take it to 17. We know that 8 plus 8 is 16, so we have a remainder of 1. Take it to 16, it becomes 8. You divide it by this. 2 here is 5. 2 here is 0, 0. You can keep on dividing this number by 2, right? You can do that as an assignment. Come in here, you see how many zeros, how many decimal places? 1, 2, 3, 4. You divide by 10,000, right? So this is what? 7, 3, 5, 8. Divide by 10,000. 10,000. All of these are what? Even numbers, and even numbers can be divided by 2. So you can divide it, you keep on dividing until you get to a stage where no any number can divide both numerator and denominator. So this is exactly how to convert decimal numbers into fractions. Thank you for watching. Do share to your learning colleagues, and don't forget to like this page. You know, we are just starting. We have around 500 plus followers. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.